Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be doing another autumnal makeup look for you, and it's super quick and easy, really wearable for every day, and it's also incorporating all the lovely autumnal colours into the eyes, so it's going to look super pretty, especially if you've got blue and green eyes. It's really going to make them stand out, but obviously it's going to look beautiful on everyone. So if you would like to learn how to create this autumnal look, then just keep watching. So starting on my skin, I'm going to be using two foundations today just because I am in between shades. So I'm going to be mixing the Rimmel Match Perfection in the shade 200 Soft Beige with the Bourjois Healthy Mix foundation in the shade 52 Vanilla. So just mixing those two foundations on the back of my hand. I'm going to start applying it to my skin using my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. And just start buffing it into the skin. So you always want to start with your foundation as well in the centre of your face, because that's where you want the most coverage. So you want to be using the most foundation there and then working your way out towards the outer parts of your face, and you want it then just to blend in with your neck and look as natural as possible. So just using small amounts of foundation and really buffing it into the skin to give a real natural effect. For concealer, I'm going to be using the Lasting Perfection Concealer from Collection 2000, and this is in the shade 3 Medium. And I'm just going to be applying a small amount of this underneath my eyes and then on any imperfections I may have. So I've got a few little spots around here and one in the centre of my forehead. Then taking my ring finger, I'm gently just going to blend that in underneath my eyes and on the little blemishes. I'm also going to use a small amount of the MUA Pro Base Argan Push Concealer in the shade Fair, just to highlight under my eyes slightly, just to brighten everything up, and a tiny little bit down the centre of my nose. Then just taking my ring finger again and just gently blending that in. And you want to be super gentle when you're doing this underneath the eye area, because it is very sensitive skin under there, and you don't want to be pulling excessively on that skin, causing any premature wrinkles or anything like that, so just do it very gently. Then filling in my brows using my FashionistA Brow Kit like usual. I'm just going to fill these in like I normally do on a day-to-day basis. Once my brows are filled in, I'm just going to be setting my skin using this Stila Angel Light powder, and this is in the shade B. So just dusting that all over my face, mainly focusing in my T-zone and just underneath my eyes. Using my MUA Matte Bronzer in the shade 3, like usual, I'm going to be doing some contouring, and I have used this like crazy, so I do need to get a new one very soon. But this is just my favourite bronzer to contour with. It just works really well with my skin tone. So just going to do a little bit of contouring with that, just in the usual places. So underneath my cheekbones, side of my temples, and just down my nose. And to do this, I'm just using a small little dome brush, just because I feel like it works the best. And it really helps to get underneath the cheekbones and just blend it out nicely. So adding a small bit as a go. And if you would like to know how I do my contouring and highlighting, I have got a video already, so I will pop the link down in the description box. But I was thinking about doing a slightly more updated version of how I do my contouring now, because it has changed slightly. So if you would be interested in seeing that, then obviously let me know in the comments. So if quite a few of you are interested, then I will do a video very soon for you. Moving on to the eyes, I'm just going to start off by priming them using my Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and just add a small amount of that to the top eyelid and then just underneath my eye as well, because I will be putting shadow underneath. So for the first shadow I'm going to use on my eyes, I'm actually going to use the Revolution bronzer, just because I want to warm up the socket just before we put any other eyeshadows on there. So just taking a fluffy crease brush, you want to just pop a small amount of that just through the crease, and this hasn't got to be neat at all. It can just be very messily run through the socket, literally just to warm up the eye. Also just running that bronzer underneath the eye into the bottom lash line. So after we've created a nice base for the shadows, I'm going to be using mainly my Manly palette for this look today. And I'm just going to start off by using this orange shade here. And I'm going to be using the same brush from before and just applying a small amount of that just through the crease. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect, it's just to warm the eye up. So just dusting it through the crease, just to add a little bit of definition and warmth to the eye. Next, I'm going to be using this shimmery brown shadow here. And I'm just going to be using a small pencil brush to apply this to my crease. Then just going back in with that same fluffy crease brush, you want to just blend out that brown eyeshadow, just so there's no harsh lines and it all blends in nicely together. On that same pencil brush, I'm just going to be running that same brown shadow just underneath my eye in the bottom lash line, just smudging it out into the lashes. And with that same brush again, I'm just going to be dipping it into this darker brown shadow here and just placing a small amount of that in my outer V. So just keeping it in the outer part of the crease and bringing it down to meet the lash line in a V kind of shape. Just smudging it out and blending it in. Then once again going back in with that fluffy brush and again just blending that out. And by just using small circular motions you can control where the shadow is blending out to, just so you don't blend it any higher into the brow bone or any further into the eye. For my highlight I'm going to be using this shimmery shade here. And it's just a champagne-y, shimmery highlight colour. And I'm just applying that underneath the brow bone. For my liner, I'm going to be using the NYC liquid liner in black. And I'm going to be applying a very thin line of this across the top lash line, but mainly keeping it in the outer part of the eye. Then just ever so slightly, just going to give that liner a little bit of a wing. Next, just curling my eyelashes and then applying my favourite mascara at the moment, which is the NYC Showtime mascara in black. So just applying that to my top lashes. I'm also just going to apply that mascara to my bottom lashes as well. That's really just going to open the eye up and add to the look. Moving back onto the face for the cheeks, I'm going to be using this beautiful blusher by Sleek, and it's in the shade Pixie Pink, and it's just a really gorgeous bright pink blusher. Just going to be applying this to the backs of my cheeks. This is just going to add a little bit of colour to the look because it is quite a neutral look. And lastly, for my lips, I'm going to be using this Makeup Revolution lipstick in the shade Bliss, and it's just this gorgeous coral lipstick. It's really, really pretty and it's going to work really well with the eyes. So just going to start by dabbing this onto the lips, just to add a little bit of colour. and then I'm just going to add a small amount at a time just to work towards the colour that I want, because I don't want anything too vibrant with this look. Then using my finger, I'm just going to dab that out, just so it looks a little bit more natural and more of a flush of a colour on the lips. On top of that, I'm going to be using this Makeup Revolution lip gloss, and this is in the shade Nude Shimmer, and I'm just going to be placing this all on top of that lipstick. So this is the finished look. It's a super quick and easy everyday look for autumn. So if you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up to let me know, and also leave a comment to let me know what you think. And if you have any video requests that you'd like to see, I'd love to hear them. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!